Hello students, welcome to my channel Physics by Sidhu Saab. Today we will discuss about a very important topic of the board exam, plus 2 board exam physics, that is electric field intensity at different points due to a charged spherical shell. This topic is very important for board exam, so don't miss it. Let us start the topic. In this topic, we have to discuss about the different points where we can find the electric field intensity due to a spherical charged shell. Let us consider a spherical shell of radius r, capital R. Let O be its center. We have to find the electric field intensity at different points due to this charged spherical shell. What is a shell? Shell is basically a sphere in shape but hollow inside. There is nothing inside, no material inside, just like a football or any other plastic ball, which should be hollow from inside. That is spherical shell. So we have to find the electric field intensity at some point. The point may be outside the spherical shell. Point may be on the surface of the spherical shell, or it may be inside the spherical shell. So we have to discuss all the three cases in this topic. These three cases are asked in the question in the board examination every year almost. It is very important question for 5 marks. So let us start and discuss about these three cases of the article. First of all, we know that the electric field intensity due to a spherical charged shell is like this. It means originate from the charged shell and direction is outward. Normal at every point. Normal of the surface and electric field. That is surface area vector. Surface area vector is normal to this surface. So we can say that the surface area vector ds vector and electric field intensity E vector are in same direction at every point. Clear? So with the knowledge of this E and ds vector, that is the direction between E and ds vector, we can easily solve this topic in 5 minutes. Let us start. Let us start the first point, that is we have to find the electric field intensity outside. Outside the shell. So draw a spherical shell uniformly charged of center O and radius capital R. Clear? Actually the charge is distributed uniformly over the spherical shell. No charge resides inside. There is no charge inside the spherical shell here or here or here. Okay, it should be clear to all the students that no charge is present inside the spherical shell. The all charge Q, let us consider the charge is Q, that is present outside on the surface of the spherical shell. That should be in your mind. Let us consider total charge on surface is Q. Clear? To find the electric field intensity at a point outside the spherical shell, let us consider a point P here, where we want to find the electric field intensity due to this spherical shell. We will start from the Gauss theorem, the previous knowledge of Gauss theorem. What we do? We draw a Gaussian surface. We draw a Gaussian surface passing through this point P. Gaussian surface. Let me draw again. Now this is the Gaussian surface passing through the point P where we want to find the electric field intensity due to this spherical shell. This is Gaussian surface. Let us consider this point P is at a distance small r from the center of the spherical shell. The distance between O and P is small r. So, by using the Gauss theorem according to Gauss theorem, E dot ds vector is equal to q upon epsilon naught, q enclosed. This is Gauss theorem. We have to apply this on our situation, our first situation outside the spherical shell. The Gaussian surface is this. We have to take a small surface of the spherical Gaussian surface. The Gaussian surface is also spherical shell, but of bigger radius. Clear? So let this ds vector, this is the ds, and what is the direction of this ds vector? This will be normal to it. So this is ds vector direction. Also we know that the electric field intensity due to the spherical shell is outward at every point. So at point P, the direction of electric field intensity due to this spherical shell which is charged, uniformly charged, that is also in the direction of this. E vector is also in this direction. ds vector at point P is also in this direction. So the angle between E and ds will become 0 degree. So we will put here E dot ds, E ds cos theta is equal to q upon epsilon naught. Charge enclosed inside the Gaussian surface. The total charge on the spherical shell is enclosed. The whole spherical shell is enclosed inside the Gaussian surface. So enclosed charge will be equal to total charge Q. So here theta is 0 degree and charge is Q. So E ds cos 0 is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Cos 0 is 1. E will get outside. Now we have to integrate the small area vector ds vector. When we integrate the ds vector, it will give us the whole surface area of the Gaussian sphere, Gaussian spherical surface. So while integrating ds, we will get, I will write here 4 pi small r square. Small r is the radius of the Gaussian, this. So total surface area of the Gaussian surface is 4 pi r square is equal to q upon epsilon 0. Now we have to find electric field intensity. So E will equal to, this term will go the other side, 1 upon 4 pi r square q upon epsilon 0. E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi, I will write epsilon naught here and r square that side, q over r square. This is the expression for electric field intensity outside the spherical shell. Due to this spherical shell at point P, the electric field intensity will be this. Clear? What we see in this result? We are seeing that E out is inversely proportional to r square. E outside is inversely proportional to r square. The more the distance of the point P from the center of the spherical shell, the lesser will be electric field intensity at that point. If we compare the 2 points, that is P here and Q here. So when we compare the electric field intensity at point P and Q due to this spherical shell, we will conclude that the electric field intensity at point P will be more than at point Q, because its distance is greater. If distance is greater, then electric field intensity will be smaller at that point. So this is our first case outside the spherical shell. The point is considered outside the spherical shell. This is our spherical shell and the point we assumed is P here. Now we will discuss about the second point, that is on the surface of the spherical shell. If we consider the point P, observation point P on the surface of the spherical shell, then what will be the value of electric field intensity due to this spherical shell? Let us see. In the second case, we have to find the electric field intensity at a point on the surface of the spherical shell. Let us consider the point P on the surface of the spherical shell. Clear? Now, we do not have to rederive the relation that we used, that we derived in the last section, last point. We have to use the knowledge of that point, knowledge of that case in this point. We have E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square outside point here. If we put the radius small r equal to capital R, small r was this was small r. If we reduce the r to capital R, then the point P comes out at point on the surface. The point P comes at the surface of the spherical shell. So in this case, we have to just put small r equal to capital R, because the radius of the spherical shell and the Gaussian surface will be same in this case. The Gaussian surface we draw is also crossing the point P. So the Gaussian surface is also on our spherical shell. So there is no difference between R and R, small r and capital R. So the result will become E on surface is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught q over capital R square. Capital R is the radius of the spherical shell. So this point was very simple to derive. Just put the small r equal to R in the previous result of the outside electric field intensity. We will get the electric field intensity at the surface of the spherical shell. Now in the third case, we will find the electric field intensity at a point inside the spherical shell. This is our spherical shell of radius capital R. We have to find the electric field intensity at a point inside the spherical shell. Inside anywhere. Let us consider the point P is here, which is inside the spherical shell. So we will draw a Gaussian surface crossing or passing through the point P. This is our Gaussian surface passing through point P. Let the radius of the Gaussian surface is small r. Clear? This is our Gaussian surface. Since I have told you earlier that the charge inside the spherical shell is zero. No charge resides inside the spherical shell. There is no charge present inside the spherical shell. All the charge is present on the surface of the spherical shell. Clear? So if there is no charge inside the Gaussian surface, that is we can write Q enclosed is zero. Means there is no charge present inside the spherical shell. We can write here no charge is present inside the spherical shell. So charge enclosed by Gaussian surface is zero. So we will start from the Gauss theorem again. According to Gauss theorem, E dot ds vector is equal to Q enclosed upon epsilon 0. Here Q enclosed is 0. So put 0 here. The right side comes out to 0. So total electric field inside is 0. No electric field intensity is present inside the spherical shell because there is no charge present inside the spherical shell. So this is our result of electric field intensity inside the spherical shell. This is all about our topic electric field intensity at different points of a spherical shell which is charged uniformly. These 3 points are very important for the board examination. You have to write all the 3 points in the exam so that you can secure your 5 marks. So you cannot skip any of the case in this article. This is very important topic for board exam, CBSE and Punjab School Education Board. From this topic, we can conclude some key points, some conclusions from the article which can be asked in the exams of NEET and JEE or any other competition exams. So let us take a review of the key points of this article. Now we will discuss about some key points which are the main results of this article. First point is electric field intensity outside the spherical shell. These points are about charged spherical shell is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon r square, where small r is the radius of the spherical shell and the value of r is greater than capital R. It means the value of radius of Gaussian surface should be greater than radius of the spherical shell. In the board exam, you may be asked in this manner also, that find the electric field intensity for different points, that is for r greater than capital R. Second point, R is equal to capital R, and third point R is less than capital R. In the board exam, you may be asked as this, in this manner, R greater than, equal to, or less than. So we have to write the full article which we discussed previous. Now the second key point in this topic is E on surface. What is the value of E on the surface? It was 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q over R square. The third point, E inside. Electric field inside the spherical shell. There is no electric field inside the spherical shell, that is 0 for R less than capital R. These are the three key points which you must learn for your competition exams and board exams. Now from these results, we can draw a graph between E and R. We can draw a graph between electric field intensity versus distance of the point from the origin of the spherical shell. So graph, let us draw a graph between E versus R. What do we see here? For R greater than or R less than R, let us consider this is the point R, this is origin, this is radius capital R, and small r is vary from 0 to infinity. So for R, small r less than capital R, this region, electric field is 0. It means for less than R, electric field is 0. At point R, electric field is this is constant value. This is constant value. The radius of the spherical shell is constant. So electric field intensity is also constant. So we can say maximum value at point R. This is the maximum value. After that, if we increase the R beyond the radius of the spherical shell, we will get to this case. This is inversely proportional to 1 upon R square. E is inversely proportional to R square. Outside E on surface is constant and constant or maximum. E in is 0. So we can write here E outside will be inversely proportional to R square, that is decreasing graph. This is the graphical representation of electric field intensity due to a spherical shell. This question may also be asked in the exams in objective type questions. You have to choose a right graph for E versus R for a spherical charge shell. So you have to take this type of graph. You may be given other options as this. This is other option. And this. And this. If you have to choose the right graph for this, you have to neglect all these terms and take the exact graph for the electric field intensity due to spherical shell. In the next key point, we can say that the electric field inside a conducting shell or inside a charged spherical shell is 0 always. So the conducting shell may be used as a electrostatic shielding for a sensitive material. If we want to protect a material from the electrostatic field, we have to put it in the cavity, put it in a spherical shell or other cavity, so that we can protect it from the electric field. That is, electric field inside is 0. So if we put a Let us consider this is a cavity. Cavity means the hollow part, some space inside a conductor. So we put that material in this region so that it can be protected from outside electric field. Electric field cannot pass through conductor. Okay. So this is used as a electrostatic shielding. When we put a material inside a charged spherical shell or conductor, it is protected from outer electric field, because no electric field can come inside the cavity or inside the conductor or inside the charged spherical shell. So this is called electrostatic shielding. This is used in many science laboratories where the electric field may be present in the lab, and we have to protect some sensitive materials from the outside electric field. So we put it in a cavity of aluminum or any other metals so that it can be protected from electric field. I hope you understand today's topics. Let us meet in the next video with the next topic. Bye bye.